Have you had enough time to speak with your attorneys, Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams, about all of the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges in indictment 22 SC 183572, including any potential defenses?
Yes.
Do you need additional time to discuss this case with your attorneys?
No.
Are you satisfied with their services?
Yes.
Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams, do you, on behalf of Mr. Williams, waive a formal reading of this indictment?
Yes, Your Honor. You do.
And do you, Mr. Williams, waive any and all defects in this indictment, including any with respect to your name?
Yes.
Have you been arrested on these charges?
Yes.
The state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Do you or your attorneys know of any outstanding warrants related to these charges?
Anyway.
Outstanding warrants related to any of the charges in the indictment?
No. I don't believe so either, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm unaware of any as well, Your Honor.
I am as well.
Thank you. Have your attorneys advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each of the crimes that you are charged with?
Yeah.
And each of the charges that you are pleading guilty to?
Yes.
Your Honor, with respect to the charges that Mr. Williams faces,
Do we have a glitch?
count 1 carries a minimum charge of 5 years and a maximum charge of 20 years in prison, or up to a $25,000 fine, or both.
Isn't it a $15,000 fine because wasn't it the version of the statute in effect at the time, or was that the same for RICO? Was RICO 25?
Yes,
Back-
RICO.
okay. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Count 56 carries a minimum sentence of 5 years in prison, a maximum of 20 years in prison, consecutive to any other sentence, with a fine of $10,000 to $15,000, or both.
Okay.
Count 57 carries a minimum sentence of 5 years in prison and a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Count 58 carries a minimum sentence of 1 and a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Count 59 carries a sentence range of 5 to 30 years in prison. Count 60 carries a sentence.
Slow down just a second. All right, and that's for the amount of that drug that was found on 59, 5 to 30?
That's as a result of the charges itself, I believe, with intent to distribute.
I think that 59, Your Honor, is
Uh-huh.
simple possession of cocaine. I have to look at the indictment to
I
be
think
sure.
that's 60.
Okay.
The max on all these counts already is 100 years, guys. He's not going to get the max, but oh my God, he's pleading it open in front of this judge.
59 is codeine.
Yes.
And 60 is cocaine.
Yes.
So,
Your Honor, it is with the intent to distribute. So my reading of the statute is that it carries the range of 5 to 30.
okay.
And Your Honor, also, as I have the indictment in my hand from Ms. Rosser, may I pass it to counsel for Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Thank you.
Count 56, the max is 20. Count 57, the max is 20. Count 58, the max is 10. Count 59, the max is 30 years in prison.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'll permit time
Go
for
ahead.
them to. Okay. Count 60 carries a range of 1 to 5 years in prison. Count 61 carries a mandatory 5 years consecutive to the underlying felony. Count 62 carries a sentence of 10 years consecutive
Oh my God.
for a total maximum exposure of 120 years in prison.
Oh my God.
That's awful.
Were you aware of that, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Do you understand that neither the court nor the district attorney's office has anything to do with parole or the Department of Corrections or the Board of Pardons and Paroles, and that if you are sentenced to confinement in the Georgia Department of Corrections, no one can guarantee parole.
Well, yes. Oh, yes, not parole.
Your Honor, may I allow Mr. Williams time to finish signing the indictment?
Okay.
Just as a salute to the members, I'm gonna make this one, I'm gonna close it to the members, man, just to give y'all a special shout out. This is the culmination of the case. It's not gonna end the case because there are two more defendants. Yak is not pleading guilty. Shannon Stillwell is not pleading guilty. But this, according to Attorney Love, is the pack leader. He is the leading wolf of the pack. So shout out to all the members. Thank you for your support.
Your Honor, with permission, may I approach with a member of Mr. Williams' team?
You may.
Thank you.
Man, Fit Lawyer ATL, talk to us. What's going through your mind? What is going through your mind as a damn 2 decades of criminal law experience? What do you think?
What in the hell?
What's going on?
So many charges. I thought we just had 2.
Did y'all see my reaction when I heard non-negotiated? I couldn't believe it.
We haven't heard it though, so the state is still going to give us what they were offering, and so they're still going to put it on the record. But we haven't finished hearing everything because I need to hear her say we are agreeing to dismiss blah 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 because if the judge has to sentence him on all of these charges,
He's going to jail for life. He's going to jail for life.
that's not going to happen. That's not going to
Listen. How old is he? How old is he? A third is that dude's life? If you're honest.
That is
I
crazy.
want to hear the cap. What is the cap? If they've agreed to a max,
right.
like that, right? If they've agreed to a max, what's the cap?
Right.
Y'all are saying that he's 33, man. Even a 20-year sentence, that's his life. His rap career is over. No record
Mr.
deal.
Williams, do you understand that this is a non-negotiated plea of guilty, and that since your guilty plea is a blind plea or a non-negotiated plea, the state is making a recommendation of sentencing to the court,
Here we go.
notwithstanding the fact that this is a blind plea. You understand that, Mr. Williams? Okay. And Mr. Williams, were you aware of the state's previous offer that was turned down prior to your making this non-negotiated plea?
Yes.
All right. And Your Honor, at this time, the state is making a recommendation of 45